Sometimes I wonder when will we ever wake up and smell the coffee? We all wake up and we know that we have a job to do and the direction that we would like to go in when it comes to our job. And our job, we have an agenda, a goal to reach. And and every day we strive to reach that goal, you know. This video will be political. So, buckle up. Now, the reason why I'm wondering when we will wake up and smell the coffee is because it seems like we're constantly trying to stay asleep and not wake up and smell the coffee. There's a white lie and there's a big bold face lie. I'll look at you directly in the face, tell you that I mean no harm, and as soon as you let me in, I'm going to do exactly everything that you hope that I wouldn't do. When we had Trump, some liked him, some didn't. Others didn't like him because they felt that he wasn't a career politician. Some didn't like him because he some didn't like him because of how he talked, how he carried himself, what he did in his past. Sometimes what people do in their past matters. It does. But he hasn't done anything in the past to affect the masses. Maybe what he did to some of them women, grab them by the pussy, whatever the case may be, yeah, that's kind of messed up. But he hasn't gone out of his way to politically make a financial burden on you. He hasn't gone out of his way to make you and your kids wear a mask. He hasn't gone out of his way to deflect the situation on hand. And what I mean by deflect the situation on hand, what I mean is he hasn't made an anthill into a mountain. Because before all this COVID thing debacle came through, we were all living our happy lives. We were literally eating assholes and hugging and kissing and doing everything that's not COVID related. You know what I mean? Taking our flu shots, having jobs and hospitals threaten their employees that if they don't get their flu shot, they pretty much lose their job. Kind of like what's happening today. You don't get your COVID shot, you pretty much lose your job. As far as I know, I haven't seen Trump do that. I also think that if Trump was still in, things will be a little bit better than what is going on now. Now that everybody voted for Biden, I'm pretty sure no one wants to admit it, but I'm pretty sure they are regretting it. I know my mother is. I know my ex-girlfriend is. She wanted Bernie though, but still. Now, as everything is unfolding before our eyes, you sit back and you think, damn, we kind of fucked up, didn't we? Yeah, you did. I fucked up too because I didn't vote. But would it have mattered? Because we have someone that was installed. Not placed, but installed. Because they have an agenda. And the funny part about it is that we're allowing all this to happen. I feel that no matter what kind of profession you work in, you want to take action, you want to act, but you're afraid to act, you're afraid to take, and I am too. I'm afraid to act too. I'm afraid to act against a tyrannical government because if I'm the first one that acts, there's no guarantee that someone would follow and back me up. Not on the scale of Black Lives Matter or Antifa, you know. Because just imagine if someone who truly cared about their constitutional right, someone who cares about the Constitution, people who care about the amendments and the will of the people, if those same people acted the same way that Antifa and Black Lives Matter did, do you honestly think there would be a COVID? Do you think Biden will still be in a tyrannical government? No matter what political side you believe in, there's that one person who has their own agenda that will not look out for the people. But as far as I am concerned, the right is a little bit more for the people than the left is. Logically, at least. Because the right is like, yeah, we kind of want people to have their guns. Because it's their constitutional right. Because in Texas and Florida and other red like-minded states, they have constitutional carry. If a government, is saying, hey, let's take away your guns because you don't need them, because you need to rely on the police, the very police that you want defunded. You don't need an AR-15 and AK. You don't need more than 10 rounds in a mag. You don't need it. Why is one side so hell-bent on taking things? Taking away a right from you. Why? Because if you take away fangs or claws from an animal, that animal is defenseless. And that's how you would be too. And little did you know, you indirectly voted or installed that notion. Because if I was a leader of any country, depending on what kind of leader I would be. Let's say if I was a dictatorship, something like an Adolf Hitler kind of way. I would no, let's do something recent. Very recent, like Afghanistan. If I successfully took over a country, or if I was a leader of a country and I have a certain religion, a certain politics, I would go around and defund. I would de-arm everyone, saying that you don't need this, you have me. Because I am the law. And if I mess up, there's nothing that you could do about it because I made you defenseless. And that's what the left is doing. Now, some people don't like the right because, you have the child abortion thing, the abortion laws and this and that. And as a right-minded person, I could say that, the abortion system is needed. It's a necessary evil. I said that before. It's a necessary evil. Because if the abortion system wasn't in place, I probably would have been a father 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, possibly 6 times over. Possibly. But lucky it was there. Because I was negligent. And if I wasn't negligent and I wanted to happen, there could have been 2, maybe 3 cases where that lady that got pregnant by me could have died because medically she couldn't have it. If he was to ban abortions. See what I'm saying? So, also, guns aren't for everybody. You have some wackadoodles out there that just want a gun just simply to feel like they are hard, they are gangster like that. Because I did try to speak to a few people out in Bridgeport on, because they found out that, that I could, when I discovered that I have a knack for building ARs, they was like, hey, I kind of want one too. And it's like, yeah, but, you want one, but do you have the permit to have it? Because I'm not going to just jeopardize my right so you could, mess it up for everybody else. Do you have a pistol permit? Oh, no. Exactly. You don't have a permit, you're not legally to carry, and by me doing things like that for you would make it worse for everybody else, which will give people that voted for Biden a reason to say, hey, we were right all along. And I don't want to give them that right to make them say they are right. I want to prove them wrong. You know what I mean? But digressing though, we are falling into their hands. We're eating everything up. Some people are finally waking up and smelling the coffee and realizing that they fucked up. I'm kind of glad that's happening. Some people that voted for this guy are fed up with him. Finally, because now you see that you fucked up. I might lose my job because I didn't get my COVID shot. Remember how I said, you damn if you do, damn if you don't? You remember how I said how if I fight the tyrannical government who's gonna, be there and have my back, Well, we all don't want to get the shot, but I'm forced to get the shot, and if I don't get the shot, I have to follow along. I am essentially, in a way, de-arming myself. I'm essentially giving up my right to. Now, no one's forcing me, because technically speaking, no one's forcing me to get the vaccine. They're not putting a gun to my head or a knife to my throat, threatening my family. But if I don't get it, I will lose my job. So it's like, what do you want to do? You want to continue making money, or do you just want to be homeless? Do you want to lose everything that you worked for because you didn't get the shot? So here I am, wearing a sheep costume with a clown hat and a clown nose with my clown shoes, following along to the unfortunate status quo. I don't believe in it. I'm not saying COVID is fake. It's real, but it's not a mountain. It's just an anthill. But I think Florida is looking kind of nice because Mr. DeSantis out there, he's making it. See, people like that, we need in office. We need people like that, governing the American citizens, because he's not allowing restaurants and other places to show you your privacy just to sit down and have a nice time with your friends or family, your significant other. Because I remember there was a time where Mr. Biden said hey, this is safe, get your vaccination, and flipping the switch to, if you don't get vaccinated, we're essentially coming for you. That was a big poker face right there. You got me. You got us all. There was a time where Biden said if you're vaccinated or not, you can walk around without a mask. Now, everyone still has to have a mask, even if you're vaccinated. What's up with that? But, hear me out. You voted for that guy. And if you didn't vote, like me, I'm pretty sure the people that, I don't know how the voting system works anymore because it all seems fake to me or useless now, but I guess the people that didn't vote were probably made to vote, and they voted for him simply because he was Obama's bitch boy. I woke up and smelled the coffee before Obama had his second term. But the people that didn't wake up and smell the coffee were the ones that said I was crazy and I had a tinfoil hat.